Oh, what's the curriculum like in the third and fourth year?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the way it normally runs, is first and second year are all your academic theoretical stuff. So you do years in school for Turo. Third and fourth year, you're in the hospital, you're doing rotations. So basically you have 6-week rotations in different subspecialties or specialties. Family medicine, internal medicine, surgery, and you rotate the hospital third and fourth year. Third year is your, like you just get an overall smattering of the general stuff, and then fourth year is you actually choose where you want to go and who you want to shadow. You're actually kind of more specific as far as what you want to choose, what kind of specialty you want to go into, and that's going to gear up to your residency. So the third and fourth year is all rotations, and then residency is your specialty program.
So the rotation throughout America, or is it still around Toro?
It's throughout America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically the way it works out for third year at Turo is they have specific hospitals that are designed for us. From San Francisco, we have a few students going down to Bakersfield, Los Angeles, Michigan, New York, Colorado, all over the country. And you do 10 months of that rotation there. After that, you do what's called an elective rotations process. And after your 10 months at that hospital, you decide your rotations. You just call up your doctor and say, hey, I'd like to shadow you. And you go with that. It's up to you for the 4 year.
I would imagine that it would be pretty tough to build up a good rapport for your letter of rec to apply for residency for what's moving. I think that was one of the problems I asked one of the doctors I was shadowing. Like, if you compare the letters, the MD has paragraphs, whereas like DOs apparently have like a couple sentences. That's what he told me.
It depends where you go to school. I mean, Toro is one of the schools where we don't have a hospital, but there are other schools in the country that do have their own hospital just because they've been around longer. So that's a factor too.
And each of us have a faculty advisor who
Right.
actually counsels us, first 2 years. So, it depends on how you want to build that relationship. If you want to meet up with your faculty advisor more often than normal, that's fine. They're willing to do that. And they're the one that actually will keep a record of what you're doing. So my faculty advisor actually told me that you should keep, a document of everything that you've been doing in these 2 years, and give it to her so that she can, when asked to write a letter of rec, she knows what to say. So it depends on your relationship.
I wouldn't worry too much about choosing your residency or whatever. I know a lot of people worry about it, but the thing that's nice about the osteopathic community is because we're small, we're also very close. So we actually try to help each other out. We have that advantage. So when it comes down to it, I wouldn't worry. There's people that you can go to that have been there, done that, and you just ask them questions. They know how to get to those residencies. So I wouldn't worry about that patient rapport that you're kind of trying to build up. Your fourth year, you will be shadowing different people, and you'll know kind of where you want to go to. So you'll eventually develop that rapport with the people you're shadowing. And usually the place that you shadow, that's where you're going to do your residency. So it's another interview process. Getting to residency, that's a whole separate thing, but you shouldn't have to worry about that now because you're still trying to get to medical school. So just do one thing at a time and you'll get there. Don't worry. That's our tendency as med students. We're retentive. So don't worry about it. Just try to get to medical school. You'll eventually get there.
And everyone goes to residency, so don't worry about that.